that update. All right, so we continue with our coverage here, and the Jubilee Party has ordered their aspirants to end campaigns today ahead of Friday's nominations. In tough rules released by the party yesterday, aspirants will also be required to collect accreditation for their agents tomorrow. The party elections board said yesterday that agents of the 8,000 Jubilee aspirants will have 1 hour to record serial numbers of ballot papers on Friday, just before its high-stakes primaries in 33 counties. All right, and I want us now to have a conversation around that. Remember that I still have my guests here in studio, Gabriel Muthuma, who's a political analyst, and Mule Musau from ELOG, the Elections Observers Group. All right, so gentlemen, I want us to take a look at these tough or stringent rules that have been put forward by Jubilee, so that come Friday, maybe they'll have the bragging rights we were talking about earlier on. So let's just take a look at that right now. If we can open our super wall and look at those rules. All right, so first things first. So campaign rallies to end on the 19th, so that's today. Mule Musau, does this have a serious impact on the whole process?
Well, first interesting fact is that your reporter from on Kidero issue was just talking about the senators who have to run to the ground and who have been campaigning because they've been tasked by the committee to do some work. So if it is ending today, you can see the urgency that they have to run back to their constituencies. So
Kidero first can wait.
Kidero can wait. But I think in terms of course, in terms of time, we know that there's a campaign period which had been set out. It is important for the campaigns to end at a certain time of the electoral process or the electoral period, so that it allows the party now to be able to organize itself in terms of the elections, which are supposed to be coming 2 days from now.
Yeah.
So it is that's why we also do, even for the general elections, we usually have a campaign window, and then it closes a day before the election or 2 days before the elections, so that there can be a sobriety in terms of setting up the logistics, setting up the centers, and information can also be given by the party headquarters in terms of what the operations are going to be like. All
right, Gabriel, before I hear your thoughts, let's just go back to the pointers there. So first things first is that the campaign rallies end today. If my director can open the super wall again and stay there for a moment. All right, so then you have aspirants agents to be accredited by the 20th. Then you have aspirants agents to be present by 5 a.m. on Friday. Very interesting, rules. Gabriel, do you think that this is just a way to look good, or actually this will help in the whole process come Friday?
But let's give them the benefit of doubt. You know, what we've done is, like I said, when I started earlier, I said we've come a long way, and the very least we expect at this point, 20 years in, is that we can have a party which can conduct free and fair nominations. This is a very good way to start. If I'm just, and I'm not giving them props. I hope they stick to it. You see, when you come up with something like aspirants must be accredited, the accreditation, what are we looking at? Are you just saying you don't want goons? Or what criteria are you going to use to ensure that this, what are you looking for? In that accreditation, it's an ambiguous term. So really you have to, what is it you're looking for? Somebody who doesn't have a criminal record, you're looking at somebody who can be able to perform more tasks. So really, I think they know how to define what they're talking about accreditation. But really, when you look at their rules, they are well, laid, cut down, and I hope they stick to it. That is the key word. I hope they stick to it. And, Tuju has come out to say, let nobody try and test our resolve. Question is, will they move? Will they push? Will the thrust be as weighty as they are talking about? Yes. Let us see heads rolling. You see, for the issue that we saw in ODM, where, two people are called in and one is let go and the other one is given stringent measures to an effect that you cannot even run in that particular constituency. You sit down and where is fairness in all that? I hope Jubilee will set a forum where grievances, which we all know are going to be there. I hope and I pray that the forum of their grievance will also be on a free and a transparent platform. So that people don't see as if you're favoring any side. But the rules, I think they've really tried. And again, I'm saying they have really tried. And doing their nomination in one day, as I'm saying, it's almost like a mini election. They pull it off. Oh man, they'll be talking about this for ages.
But Mule, the other thing, okay, apart from what Gabriel is saying, we already have issues so far with even with the rules and everything looking a bit rosier than the other counterparts. You're seeing quite a number of issues all over the place. There are reports that there are places where ballot papers are being marked. Of course, we cannot confirm that, but there are reports that this is happening. In Cabernet, you had a bit of chaos there. Do you think Jubilee has learned from what they've seen so far? Maybe they placed their date Friday to strategically place themselves and learn what could go wrong or right.
I actually thought so at first when I saw the dates come out, that I mean, Jubilee was being the wiser of the parties, that they would want to see how the other parties are operating. Because I can assure you the landscape is nearly always the same. And therefore, by waiting a little bit towards the end, where they can be able to have watched what was going on and be able to learn from it. So my hope is that they have been the wiser, that they have actually seen what has happened in ODM, in Wiper, and in the other parties, and they're able to put the house in order before that. That said, it's still at all order for a political party in Kenya to actually be able to conduct those elections and primaries in one day with the kind of environment that we have. And as Gabriel says, if actually they can be able to put, we all are looking for good stories anyway. We're looking for good stories in this election. You know, one of the things that we ought to be doing, we need to build institutions. We talked about IEBC and the credibility issues about IEBC, the way they could not be able to put their house in order. But one way of ensuring that Kenyans have confidence in electoral processes is also to show that even these nomination processes can be credible, can be run with a modicum or with some decorum, with some order. So my hope is that all the parties, not just Jubilee, even because ODM still has some seats left, they have pushed them towards the end also. So my hope is that what we're going to be seeing from now on is going to be orderly. And therefore, when Jubilee actually gives out rules in terms of we want to accredit your party agents, you know, party agents create a lot of confusion in political, in the primaries. Because everybody, you know, you're having 8,000 aspirants, and each of them has an agent, or rather, the MCA has an agent, the political party, and they're all going to the same place. So they create a lot of confusion, and it is their wranglings which actually lead up to chaos and some problems in those centers. So it's good to see some kind of organization, some kind of rules. If it is followed to the letter, that will go a long way in sanitizing the environment that we have seen so far.
All right. Let's put IEBC now on the spot. I mean, Jubilee at some point wanted IEBC to sort of like oversee the whole process for them on their behalf. And that maybe would work, maybe moving forward, would it?
No,
totally.
If you look at...
if you have IEBC in order, maybe they don't have all these issues to come up with a new commission and everything.
Two things why I did not want IEBC to be touched. Number one is the time factor. Betty, we do not have time.
But moving forward,
but engaging IEBC. You see, people got wrong what the Constitution says. I was arguing with a gentleman who said, no, there's chapter 82 or 83. 88. It is 88, actually. He was saying 82 or 88 mandates IEBC. I'm like, no, it does not mandate. All right? It is a willfully chapter which, if you don't read it properly, you will not get the message. And I think these are some of the things I think should be written in bold, that, you know, they can come in to assist, but they are not mandated by the Constitution to do that. And many people don't get it. Many parties are not getting it. I get where Jubilee was coming from, given the fact that you have 8,000 aspirants, and everybody is talking about free and transparency. And you want to show them that you can go to the element of bringing in IEBC. IEBC can come and assist statistically, but out of the other realm, allow IEBC to take time off. Because number one, like Mulay said, and he put it very clearly, IEBC to me as a voter or as an aspirant, if I was, is to look at IEBC as the final arbiter. So how are they going to conduct that election, Betty? If flaws come out, they are still the same people to arbitrate. I mean, is it not? Yeah, is it not when we say, you know, he's the judge and the whatever and the executioner? You know, we cannot pile this on IEBC and then still wait for them, because we will see flaws coming out of IEBC. Expect them to run an election a general election. No, they are going to be puffing and panting. We cannot allow them to do that. And that's why I was like, no, Jubilee, please, hastily withdraw that area that you're going. Please, in fact, don't even entertain it. And to me, IEBC, where I really wanted to encourage them, is for them, when they put their foot down, when they stamp their authority, let it be known. The other day they were playing cat and mouse with ODM. You know, here and they're saying, no, these dates we are doing our election. And you're told, we have not gazetted your names. And you're still going around to parade that our elections will go on. You are IEBC, for crying out loud. You are mandated. Put your foot down, stamp your authority. If somebody says they are running, let them, okay, you run, but we'll not gazette your name. At the at the end of the day, who has...
So then what is the way forward? I mean, 2013, Mula, you said that, the primaries were shambolic, chaotic, everything, describe them in any way. This year also we're seeing almost the same thing happening. 2022, how can parties get it right?
I think for me, first, he's very right in terms of the IEBC. Let IEBC not meddle into party affairs.
Even if their house is in order?
They have a role as an oversight. Let them play the role of oversight. And they can do that very well. They are election managers, so they understand the game. And they can be able to advise the political parties here and there, especially through the office of the Registrar of Political Parties. This can be handled. But moving forward, remember, political parties have election boards. I think now, that's why we come now to the story of how do we build institutions. We have been so keen on leadership, on who is the top gun in ODM, who is the top gun but who is asking, who are these NEB chairpersons? Who are the people inside? Are they election experts? Are they people who can actually be able to conduct these processes? Do the political parties have the right structures in place to be able to conduct even elections on themselves? Remember, these are just the nomination process, but you also have other elections which go on within the political parties, even in terms of electing their own leadership. So we want to have, moving forward, personally, I would like to see stronger political parties which are able to conduct themselves. Remember, we have given them, the ones which qualify for state funding are funded by the state.
Correct.
No, that funding is supposed to be an assurance that you're going to organize yourself for public good. And that's where the oversight by the public authorities come in. So you want to see a much more organized political party environment, and you want to see the right people coming on board. I mean, we should not be giving the chairs of these election boards, and I think this is a lesson which we'll be picking from now, that they should not be people who just be picked by the party head or through patronage or through, you want to get the right people. To run the elections.
Okay, finally, very quickly, Gabriel, what is your comment about moving forward?
I think a lot of civic education, Betty, has to suffice. And the fact that Mule has
civic
said...
education, does the public have a problem? Or is it for the parties?
We should continue doing it. We should continue doing it because, like I tell you, somebody on the ground, and these are very genuine concerns coming from the people on the ground. The other day, I met somebody who was saying, I do not know. I am a Jubilee supporter and I really want to get it right. I don't know whether I'm using the card or I don't know what I'm using. They are confused, and I can imagine how many people in that realm are also as confused. Civic education must suffice, and let the party who are given money when funded by the state, let them move out there and be able to educate their people and supporters as much as possible. Coming to the issue of IEBC, and I think I want to name this very quickly. IEBC now can also sit on the front row seats and actually fold their arms and say, the things that you accuse us about know that they can happen. Just the other day I saw ODM saying, oh, no, we could not get these ballot boxes on time because of 1, 2, 3.
Raining.
So when IEBC fails at times, let us know that these things do happen, not only to IEBC, but to also other smaller parties.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. What a way to end the discussion. Thank you very much. Gabriel Muzuma is a political analyst, and Mule Musau from the Elections Observers Group. Let's wait. Friday we'll be here to talk about